Simone Biles tearing down Riley Gaines and telling her that she should be supporting the trans community and that she lost and that she should accept the fact that she lost is probably the most disgusting thing I've seen in a long time. It's Simone Biles. I don't know who she owes. I don't know who paid her to say that. But it is 100% paid. To go one step further and tweet that Riley Gaines, her actual competition, and quote unquote, pick on somebody your own size would be a male. This is the reason I'm publicly coming out and saying this. I've never been a fan of Simone Biles. She's always been a mean girl. You guys just never paid attention to the signs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Shhhcrets. Before we get into it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you like raw, unfiltered opinions and the kind of truth that makes folks squirm a little. So, how many times has Simone Biles had to compete against a man in her sport? Exactly. This week's episode is going to ruffle some leotards because Simone Biles opened her mouth and what came out has people questioning if she's sold out or if she just doesn't understand the damage she's doing. The internet is dragging her for defending trans inclusion in women's sports and not just defending it quietly, but going full tilt mean girl mode on Riley Gaines. Yes, the same Riley Gaines who has been an outspoken advocate for female athletes. And Simone's response? Telling Riley to pick on someone her own size. So, let me get this straight. Her own size would be a man? You're defending men in women's sports by literally proving the point? Let me not get ahead of myself. Simone's tweet set off a firestorm, and it's not just conservatives or people on the right calling her out. Women across the board, especially black women, are saying, "What are you doing?" Let's talk about the elephant in the chalk-filled room. Simone has never competed against a man. The gymnastics world is strictly gender segregated for a reason. Men and women don't perform the same events because their bodies are structurally and physiologically different. And she knows this. In fact, in 2017, Simone herself tweeted that it's a good thing guys don't compete against girls, or they take all the medals. That was before the virtue signaling era came knocking with sponsorship checks and PR points. So what changed Simone? Because now she's comparing a woman to a man, tearing down another female athlete, and defending the inclusion of biological males in women's spaces like it's some moral high ground, all while forgetting what she herself once stood for: fairness, strength, and the legacy of girls who trained their whole lives to stand on those podiums. Here's what makes this even worse. Simone's comment plays into a very old, very dangerous trope, comparing strong black women to men. We've seen it done to Serena, we've seen it done to Michelle Obama, and now we're watching Simone turn around and weaponize it against Riley because she dared to say what a lot of us are thinking. Female athletes should not be competing against men. Period. People tried to spin Riley's comments as vile. But what was she really doing? Calling out the hypocrisy? Asking valid questions? Why should girls lose scholarships, medals, and state championships to biological males? Why should their privacy be sacrificed in locker rooms? This isn't bigotry, it's boundaries. And let's be honest, if a man said what Simone did, calling a woman a man because she's muscular, we'd be in outrage mode. But because Simone has medals and the media loves her, she gets a pass? No, ma'am. And before anyone calls this a civil rights issue, let's be clear. This is not the same as being denied opportunity because of your race or sex. This is men taking shortcuts into women's spaces and calling it progress. And what's worse, women like Simone co-signing it under the guise of inclusivity. Let me ask again. How many medals would Simone have if she had to compete against men? Would we even know her name? Because that's what Riley is fighting against, the erasure of women, not just biologically, but symbolically. When women who should know better start co-signing male intrusion, it's not inclusion, it's betrayal. She is supporting a group that regularly compares Black women to men. By aligning with this ideology, she defiles the struggles of our ancestors who couldn't identify out of being Black. That hits hard. You can't pick and choose your civil rights causes, and women, real biological women, are tired of being gaslit into thinking that we're somehow intolerant for expecting fairness in sports and safety in locker rooms. So let me say this. I don't know if Simone drank the Kool-Aid or if she's just too insulated by fame and sponsorships to see the damage. But the result is the same. She threw other women under the bus to gain some temporary applause, and in doing so, she may have secured her brand with the media, but she lost respect with the very people who once looked up to her. And before we close, if you think Riley Gaines lost to Leah Thomas, she didn't. She tied. But they gave the trophy to the biological male for better press. So, when Simone mocks her, it's not just mean, it's dishonest. Instead of pulling up the next generation of girls, Simone just kicked the ladder down.